In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 1st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Yankees versus Toronto Blue Jays. The New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays are set to clash again on Tuesday night in Toronto. The Blue Jays managed to grab the first game of this series with a 5-4 victory on Monday. Looking at their recent play, the Jays have definitely been the sharper team compared to the Yankees. New York has hit a slump, and their bats have gone quiet, making it tough to score runs. Because of that inconsistency, I'm staying away from the run line in this matchup. When it comes to the starting pitchers, I have a lot more faith in Max Fried than I do in Kevin Gausman right now. Fried has been the undisputed ace for the Yankees this season, turning in one quality start after another. He's on a roll with 5 straight. He also effectively silenced the Blue Jays lineup when he faced them earlier this year. Toronto's situation gets worse as they'll likely be without Bo Bichette on Tuesday. He hurt his knee after stepping on a baseball during warm-ups on Monday, which is a strange and unfortunate way for a pro athlete to get injured. Losing Bobby is a significant blow to their offense. On the other side, Gausman did look great in his last outing, but that performance feels more like a fluke when you look at his entire season. He's just not a pitcher I feel comfortable backing. It's also a plus that the Yankees kept their top bullpen arms rested on Monday. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. Looking at the totals, there's a clear trend for New York. The under has been successful in 50 of their 83 games so far this season, with just 2 pushes. Even though the Yankees rank 4th in the league by scoring around 5.08 runs per game, their pitching is so solid, allowing only 3.72 runs, that their average game total sits at 8.81 runs. This holds true on the road, where their average total is also 8.81 runs. In contrast, Toronto's games have tended to go over the total, with a 45-37-1 record. The Blue Jays are a respectable 13th in the majors, averaging 4.4 runs per game, but that number jumps to 5.07 runs when they play at Rogers Center. Their average game total is 8.85 runs, which climbs even higher to 9.46 runs per game at home. However, with Fried pitching as well as he has been, I expect this game to stay low scoring and finish under the number. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres versus Philadelphia Phillies. On Tuesday, the San Diego Padres will be in the city of brotherly love to play the second game of a 3-game series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Should the starting pitchers for both teams deliver strong performances, the advantage in the later innings shifts decisively to the Padres. San Diego's relief corps is one of the best in the league, boasting the 4th best bullpen ERA at 3.32, which stands in stark contrast to the Phillies' struggling bullpen, ranked 24th with a 4.54 ERA. Furthermore, the Padres have shown more life at the plate over the past week, sitting 16th in WOBA with a .304 mark, while Philadelphia has lagged behind at 25th with a meager .273. Given these factors, I expect San Diego to keep this contest tight, and they have a legitimate shot to pull off the outright victory. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Diego Padres to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Offensively, both of these clubs have been in the bottom half of the league over the last week when looking at WOBA. The Padres, in particular, have found runs incredibly hard to generate, averaging a paltry 2.3 runs over their last 6 games. They face a formidable challenge in Christopher Sanchez, who has been impressive with a 6-2 record and a 2.79 ERA, ranking him 17th among pitchers. The left-hander has historically handled the current Padres roster well, limiting them to a .209, .227, and .372 slash line across 43 at-bats. On the mound for San Diego, Nick Pivetta is riding a wave of momentum after throwing 7 shutout innings against the Nationals in his most recent start. His solid 3.36 4.36 ERA, combined with the support of a top-5 bullpen, puts the Padres pitching staff in a great position to succeed on Tuesday. All signs point to a game where scoring will be at a premium. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. St. Louis Cardinals versus Pittsburgh Pirates. The St. Louis Cardinals are heading to PNC Park to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates, trying to gain some ground in the National League Central standings in the second game of their series. Looking at recent form, the Pirates seem to have the upper hand, having won 5 of their last 7 contests, while the Cardinals have managed to win 3 of their last 5. The real advantage for Pittsburgh, however, lies in their ability to hit right-handed pitching. They get to face Andre Pallante, who has been quite vulnerable on the mound, particularly in away games where he has surrendered a total of 10 runs over his last 3 starts. Compounding the issue for St. Louis is a bullpen that has also been unreliable in recent road games, which means they'll likely struggle to contain the Pirates' offense. On the other side of the ball, the Cardinals' hitters are unlikely to find much success. They've historically struggled against Paul Skeens, who has been lights out at home, allowing just 3 runs in his last 3 starts there. He has a history of shutting them down, giving up only 10 runs in 5 starts against them. While I did think about backing the Cardinals because they've played solid baseball over the past month, and even a great pitcher like Skeens can suffer from a lack of run support, it's hard to ignore Pittsburgh's current momentum. You have to believe that winning streak will continue at home with one of baseball's best on the hill. Skeens is making a serious case for the Cy Young Award with his stellar 2.12 ERA and 0.91 WHIP. At home, he's been even more impressive, racking up 42 strikeouts in 45.2 innings while holding opponents to a .179 batting average. Pallante, despite a couple of decent recent starts, is still a pitcher you can hit, carrying a 4.43 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP, with that ERA climbing to 4.6 when he's on the road. As our first pick for this matchup, the Pittsburgh Pirates money line is our full game side pick. When it comes to the total for this game, the trend for the Cardinals points heavily toward a low-scoring affair, as 4 of their last 5 games have finished under the number. St. Louis typically puts up about 4.74 runs per game, but that number dips to 4.15 when they're playing away from home. They have a decent .263 batting average against right-handed pitchers, but that might not matter much tonight. They are going up against Paul Skeens, a starter who has given up more than 2 runs just once in his 5 career starts against them, effectively keeping their offense grounded. For Pittsburgh, the offense isn't exactly explosive, averaging a modest 3.49 runs per game overall and only slightly more at 3.8 runs per game when playing at home. Their lineup hits just .238 against right-handers, and now they have to face a pitcher in Andre Pallante who has allowed only 2 runs in his last 3 starts against them. The history between these two teams also supports a lower scoring game, with the under hitting in 3 of their last 4 head-to-head meetings. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus Miami Marlins. An interleague series gets underway on Tuesday as the Minnesota Twins travel to face the Miami Marlins, with both teams enjoying a day of rest on Monday. On paper, the Minnesota Twins look like the logical choice here. They are sending Joe Ryan to the mound, and he's been performing at an all-star level all season, evidenced by his impressive 2.86 ERA and 0.89 WHIP. The complication, however, is the value we're getting with the home team. The Miami Marlins are red hot, currently riding a 7-game winning streak. This is a young team that is surging with confidence, and that kind of momentum can be a powerful factor that carries over from game to game. Furthermore, their own pitcher, Edward Cabrera, is a gifted young arm who appears to be hitting his stride. He's been effective recently, allowing just 13 hits and 6 earned runs across his last 18.2 innings pitched. Over a slightly longer stretch of 24.1 innings, he's allowed only 6 earned runs while striking out 26 batters. You can bet the home crowd will be electric supporting this winning streak. I understand the case for the Twins, as Joe Ryan is a dependable option. The problem is that Minnesota just hasn't been playing well lately. Even if Ryan delivers a strong start, the Twins' bullpen has been shaky at best. While Miami's bullpen hasn't been perfect either, they are firing on all cylinders right now, and I believe they'll find a way to win this game. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. 2 formidable pitchers are set to take the mound for this contest, and their bullpens are fully rested after having Monday off. After a bit of a slow start to his season, Edward Cabrera has really found his form and taken command, allowing only 6 total earned runs over the course of his last 5 starts. He has also been a consistent source of strikeouts, recording 5 or more in each of those 5 games. Joe Ryan will be starting for Minnesota, and he's coming off a masterful performance where he pitched 6 scoreless innings and struck out 8 batters. His season ERA of 2.86 ranks in the top 20 across all of MLB, and he should be more than capable of preventing Miami from posting a large run total. With both bullpens benefiting from the extra rest, all signs point to a low-scoring game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Washington Nationals. An interleague series kicks off on Tuesday between the Detroit Tigers and the Washington Nationals, with both teams coming off a scheduled day of rest on Monday. Jack Flaherty has certainly had a bumpy road this season, giving up 22 hits and 19 runs over his last 25 innings of work, which doesn't exactly inspire confidence. That said, the Washington Nationals have been unable to build any momentum, failing to win 2 consecutive games since the end of May. Their own starting pitcher, Trevor Williams, has been a complete mess this year, sporting a disastrous 5.65 ERA and a 1.47 WHIP. His numbers are even worse at home, where his ERA balloons to 5.89 across 44.1 innings. The bottom line is the Tigers are simply the superior ball club, and they have the more capable pitcher on the mound. Detroit is running away with the American League Central, while Washington is stuck in the cellar of the National League East. While upsets are always possible, it's hard to see one happening with this particular pitching matchup. Flaherty's ERA and strikeout-to-walk ratio are better, and he even managed to shut down the Cubs for 6 innings just a couple of weeks ago. He should be able to put together a solid performance against the Nats. Williams, on the other hand, has been consistently bad, allowing at least 2 earned runs in each of his last 5 starts, and now he has to contend with a potent Detroit lineup. Despite his recent stumbles, Flaherty gives the Tigers the edge, and they are the better team from top to bottom. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Neither of these starting pitchers has been particularly sharp lately, while Jack Flaherty is the more talented arm in this matchup and should position the Tigers for a victory. He has been very shaky in his recent outings. He was shelled for 8 earned runs by the Rays and gave up another 7 to the Reds in his starts just before that. Even though his overall season ERA doesn't reflect those blowups, it's highly doubtful he's going to completely silence this young Nationals lineup. On the other side, Trevor Williams has been on the losing end in 4 of his last 5 games, a stretch that includes a rough outing against the Cubs where he coughed up 5 runs in just 4 innings. The offenses have a good chance to put up some numbers here. The Tigers showed their firepower by dropping 10 runs on Minnesota this past Saturday, and the Nationals have seen the total go over in all 3 games of their most recent series against the Angels. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.